in love, she's going to give her heart without any reservations. And she is romantically intense and uninhibited. And she doesn't hold anything back. But by the same token, she expects that her chosen mate is to be just like her. And when she loves hard. And she's a sensual creature. Now, this Leo woman, the thing that she wants most is praise. And a lover to ignore her shortcomings. Because she really doesn't think she has any. And she really does dwell on her morals and virtues. She wants to be the star of the show. She wants to hear the applause, the admiration. And she needs a lover that makes her feel alive and plugged in. Now, if you hope to get anywhere with her, you better accept her right to be marvelous. It's not wise to let her know that you have a roving eye for other women. As far as she's concerned, she's the only one. The mere suggestion that she's in competition with other women is going to turn her off completely. And she will just not be bothered with it whatsoever. Because she doesn't like that. She doesn't like that sort of rivalry. And actually she's a little bit afraid of it. Because she wants to avoid being a loser at any cost. This is something she can't be. So she'd rather not even get in the race. In any type of competition whatsoever. But on the other hand, she wants to be very independent. And she wants to be free to rack up her male conquest. And you'll hardly ever see her without a man in tow. And often several men, or dating constantly. She's very flamboyant and extremely assured of herself. And she dazzles her admirers. And she wears them like jewelry. She uses them to embellish her image. So she rarely lacks for any admirers whatsoever. Now, this description may sound like she is self-centered. And she's just really intense person. And she has this drive towards self-realization. And she feels that she was born to be someone special. And she expresses this feeling happily. She finds enormous self-expression in love. She will give her heart without any reservation. She's very intense and vital. Now, in marriage, she really does thrive in marriage. It really makes her happy. She loves home, and she likes to be independent still and go out and have fun, but she likes the fact that she gets to come home to her partner, to her special place, her dwelling, and there she reigns as the queen. She can be overwhelming at times because she is queen-like and she expects to be catered to and love unconditionally. She may marry a man that she can dominate completely and get him in total submission. After a while, she'll get tired of that. She really needs full, deep love. So when she feels shortchanged in love, she'll turn bitter. Now, if she does find her king, she'll be extremely affectionate and give her admiration as well. And you'll awaken a tender, passionate, extraordinary woman who will be loyal and faithful to you. and give you everything that you need and treat you like the king. Now the Leo man, he falls in love pretty quickly, and it's hard for him to sustain emotions for him. He falls in and out of love as simple as falling out of bed. So don't make a mistake of thinking that this Leo man is casual about love. He isn't. In fact, he sees love as a practicality. To him, a love affair is never minor or mild or murky. It's high drama for him. It's grand passion. And no one else in the zodiac sign can make you believe that you and he are the first original lovers in the world. Now, the woman that wins his heart gets moved instantly to center stage, and the spotlight will be on her, and she will radiate in the bright circle of his admiration. It's a very heavy experience to have a Leo lover. Once the lights are turned off, the curtain falls, the play is over, and she doesn't know why, and he more likely is not going to explain, because a Leo, he feels like you're a mythical creature of his imagination, a beautiful, adoring princess, completely fulfilled by him. So when in reality, when the woman supersedes that myth, he gets on his white horse and he rides off. So he likes a woman to cater to his every need. And he would be surprised to hear described as demanding. Leo man doesn't see himself as demanding at all. He thinks he's open-hearted and trusting. And he's really not asking much of you because he feels he's entitled to it all. He might sometimes ask too much of those close to him because he doesn't think anyone will refuse him. If you want to please him, you have to please yourself. He believes everyone is equal and ready to serve him. I know it sounds like he's overbearing, but really he's just another person that is extremely self-assured. Underneath him, he's very sensitive and a vulnerable man who needs reassurance and praise. And the same with the woman, a Leo man needs praise. It's necessary for him, like food and water. Now, sexually, he won't go beyond the farthest limit. He's very cautious and sticks close to charted waters. Now, if you rub him the right way and rub his mane, that Leo lion is going to be extremely loving, affectionate, cheerful companion. He's going to be kind, strong, and he might be a little bit of a spendthrift, but usually very successful in business. So a woman who gets this flamboyant, magnetic overachiever with the sunny disposition has only one problem, and that is to teach him that the sole object of his adulation does not have to be himself. Alright, we're going to get to the compatibility part of this video. So we're going to start with Leo and Aries. Now these two are both superstars. And the problem with this union is that they can be very competitive with each other. Actually, I think Aries is more of on the competitive side than Leo. Leo really is just being themselves, and Aries may tend to start to compete with them without not knowing why. They're really compatible in the bedroom, let's put it that way. And they share the same likes and dislikes in a lot of areas of life. However, they need to overcome one big problem, because they can have a head-on collision of two super egos, and each of whom wants to play the leading role. And they have to learn to share the stage. Otherwise, this is a pretty good match, like I said before. These Aries and Leo, they both have a strong self-esteem and are interested in how their circumstances react to their relationship. Leo is strong-willed, handsome, and a strong sign with a magnetic aura that surrounds them a majority of the time, whether they're old or young. And Aries sees this, and this makes them become competitive. And they both have fiery natures as well, but they can resolve this and overcome any difficulty that arises by simply talking to each other and connecting daily. And their talks are going to be very energizing, full of love and appreciation, and empathetic. But their sentiments, they burn like fire. And that's their zodiac element. They're both fire signs. So a lot of times this is going to guarantee a lot of fights and furious remarks and disruptions, because they're two extremely passionate individuals. They can generally see beyond their quarrels. They won't care about what was said in anger. Their connection will quickly function normally after they have calmed down. Their temperamental personalities are quite similar though. So the sun is associated with genuine love, not the caring type, but the bright, intense, and amusing form. Both of these signs contain prominent sun. Spiritual connection of this proportion cures any flaws that they may experience, while also growing through experience and sweetening their sexual relationship with even more tenderness and emotions. This relationship can get difficult and challenging because they are fire signs. They need to calm before the situation gets out of hand. But these two signs, they're always looking for ways to impress each other. Leo and Aries are very friendly and volatile, yet they can establish a solid and long-lasting marriage if they adopt a few guidelines. Leo and Aries, sexuality, compatibility. Now this combination is explosive in bed, and with many pairs preferring to have sex as often as possible, Aries and Leo will find the other attractive immediately. And if they continue dating, the passionate energy level will rise and bring the Leo and Aries couple to a state of bliss. And the only thing that can cause problems sexually is the appealing nature of the Leo. Aries will see people seeking friendship as possible dangers to the relationship, but Leo will only want to be friends because of fierce loyalty to their mates. So Aries can be a little bit jealous. But the Leo sign doesn't go astray from this relationship. They prefer to be true blue. And Leo and Aries in bed, this pair is going to bring each other new ideas and find interesting ways to have sex and fun. These two may initiate public sex or try toys and dabble in a little bit of BDSM. Neither sign will wait to get past the dating stage before jumping in the sack because their attraction is magnetic, drawing the pair closer together each day. Now, a typical night for a Leo and Aries might mean several rounds of intercourse with food and play, domination, and hot, sparkling sex. And when on a date, Leo and Aries may not make it to the movie before heading out to find someplace private for their escapade. They represent the ram, and they usually have large curly horns come into mind. So it's not unusual to see people with Aries placements with a lot of volume in their hair, and it can be also curly or very thick. They like to wear hats a lot. So you may see one in a hat. They also like the color red or pink, so they might have red hair or pink hair or some kind of bold statement or haircut. They have extremely strong presence. They tend to have angular faces or heart-shaped faces or real chiseled bone structure. Very stunning sky-high cheekbones. And because Mars represents passion, they have pouty lips as well, and oftentimes furrowed eyebrows. They also have a very strong forehead. You'll know it's an Aries because they're going to speak with a lot of excitement in their voice, and they're going to use their hands a lot, and they're always talking about something or someone that sets their heart ablaze because their eyes will just light up. So that's how to spot an Aries. All right, Leo and Taurus. Now, Leo likes to rule. And when they get together with a Taurus, they can get into a bit of a struggle here because they can run and smack right against the wall because Taurus is determined to have their own way as well. And these are both fixed signs, so neither of these people are going to give an inch. Leo becomes angrier and Taurus more obstinate. And thrifty Taurus is appalled at Leo's careless spending habits. Taurus is cautious and deliberate, where Leo is expansive and extravagant. And Taurus is stubborn and refuses to give Leo constant worship, and Leo is too self-centered to give Taurus the devotion it needs. So Leo is much more exuberant than Taurus. Both Leo, in and out of bed, they can have too many personality conflicts here. Now with Leo and Taurus, this can be a 50-50 match. This relationship has to have a delicate balance with both signs being fixed. They're super hesitant to make any changes because once these signs decide what they want, then once they decide, changing their minds is going to be difficult because both of them are super stubborn in different ways. And also, the good thing about these guys is that they're both traditionalists and they want the best family life possible. They want an incredible home with children and a loving partnership. And who doesn't want that? Everybody wants that most of the time. Leo is very free-spirited, who enjoys things that give them a rush. And this brings excitement to the relationship. However, it's not always pleasant when these two signs disagree. Now, with love, like I said, this could be a 50-50 chance in this relationship. But if it does go well, it will be a wonderful relationship. And they'll be a stunning couple. They'll be extremely productive if they have the same goals in mind. Now, if these two do get married, they're going to make the most spectacular venue, meals, and decorations. Because these two signs, they like the finer things in life. And luxurious overspending is often a problem because Taurus is a little bit more conservative. They do love lavish things, but they're a little bit more like to keep their money. And Leo is very, very opulent, and they love luxurious stuff. And this may make Taurus a little upset when Leo overspends. Now, as soulmates, this has probably a 30% chance. So you're going to have to work really hard to understand each other. You have to make sure that both can endure discussing problems and come to some kind of compromise, because disagreements between these two can last a really long time and harbor resentful feelings because they don't like change. Neither of these signs like change, and they're both stubborn. So like I said, if they're set on something, it's going to be very hard to change their mind. Now, courting can be fun for Leo and Taurus because they'll spoil each other rotten. And Leo's going to find exciting things to do with Taurus and lavish them with expensive gifts. And Taurus is the kind of person that loves to make homemade dinners and luscious desserts and plan intimate gatherings at home. Marriage can work between these two as long as they can appreciate how much each wants to be the dominant partner, because this is the problem with them. Both of them want to become leaders, and neither of them will give in. Now, the sexual compatibility here is pretty good. Leo is going to be bold and introduce new ideas to Taurus in the bedroom, where Taurus is going to keep Leo feeling very safe, and sex is passionate and sensual at times for Taurus and Leo, as long as the lion remains true to the bull and shows them a little romance and sensual time before sex. Leo and Taurus in bed. Now, Taurus can smother Leo with stagnant sex, and the lion needs something new to keep life fresh and exciting. So you would have to work through some of these problems in the bedroom, and things will go a lot smoother. If Leo and the bull learn to listen to each other before voicing their feelings, communication will help iron out some of these problems in the bedroom as long as these two work together on the problem. While it's hard for Leo and Taurus to become a pair because of their stubbornness, and this gets in the way of their happiness, when these two find love in one another, nothing will stop them from creating the best home and family of any other house on the block. Top of the line means everything of these two, and they will demand better if they feel anything is inferior in their life. So again, this combination can be a great combination if you work through the problems. So how to spot a Taurus? So their presence is unmistakable. Taurus has luxuriousness about them that's alluring and attractive. Their voice and movements have like a honey-like quality, very slow and sweet. Their eyes are magnetic with lush eyelashes and a powerful gaze. They may wear a lot of jewelry around their neck or have tattoos. And if you spot someone who looks very chic or chews bubble gum, they may be a Taurus. Now, Taurus people really know how to relax unless they're focused on getting the job done. Then they're total workhorses. Now, the Taurus style is Venus, so this is an earth sign. Taurus is interested in physical manifestations of beauty, like art and fashion. And they enjoy accessorizing in all sorts of decorations to have a sense of what looks good and suits them. And they're all about comfort. And they like to cuddle up in cashmere. And they're known for sometimes being very conservative and with like button-down shirts and simple, comfortable shoes. But, however, it's common to find them in a more flashier style. And they like animal prints and wild colors. They like khakis. Being fashionable is not about sacrificing comfort for them. And something flashy could easily feel like their second skin. And they do love luxury brands and fabrics and tactiles. They love the history behind the brands, and they love working with their hands, so they may also make some of their own clothes, or at least fantasize about doing it. They might fantasize about buying a sewing machine at some point. If they don't make their own clothes, they're probably, on close terms with a tailor, the local tailor in town. Now, Taurus is probably going to remember the first time they wore a suit or a dress or something that suits perfectly and is cut for their body. So they don't really like over-complicated things, and they appreciate straightforwardness. So this is how they'll dress as well. Leo and Gemini. These guys, they love the same things, and they're going to hit it off immediately. They both like the glamorous social life, parties, theaters, and lots of friends. They're both lively and independent. And Gemini is very merry, and they like the amusement of Leo. And Leo finds Gemini's imaginative sexual hijinks great fun. But Leo may also become jealous because of Gemini's light-hearted approach to love. Because Gemini is more of a intellectual lover. And depending on where Leo's dominant signs and planets are, they can be an intellectual lover, but they like to be touched, and they love that time before having sex. They lavish that getting together and loving each other. Now, as a romantic couple, there can be some issues here with the Leo and Gemini, because these two people are much happier playing a game that is to say. Because Leo likes to wear the pants in the family, and Gemini is not so happy to share the main role, the alpha role. So making things work will take some time and patience on both sides if they want to get married and have children. Furthermore, trust is an issue here because Leo does have a flirty way about him. And so if Gemini allows him to have his freedom and doesn't get too jealous, then this could be a good match. Now, Leo has to master compromise while Gemini has to focus on communicating better with the lion's emotional side. Because the lion really likes to be stroked a lot. His ego is stroked. And as long as Gemini can give him compliments and keep stroking his ego, then they can become a good match. But Gemini does have also a flirtatious way about them. And this can make Leo jealous and insecure. And then there can be problems. You'll hear the lion roar. Now, if you want to make this a marriage, making this lifelong commitment isn't going to be too much of a problem as long as, like I said, you both trust each other. Leo has ideas about how their partner should act, and being flirtatious is not part of the plan. So as a result, this is one of the few things that will stand in the way of these two signs' happiness. Overall, they can move past tough issues easily in their relationship. This is an energetic couple, and these two move fast. And like I said, they have a lot in common and they have great conversations. But Leo is a fire sign, and they can get angry easily, where Gemini is going to try to figure out some kind of suitable answer or solution. For Leo and Gemini, compromising is not easy for these guys. But that's where the problem ends sexually. These two signs are electrifying together. And Gemini has crazy thoughts, and Leo has passionate lovemaking prowess. These two will never find boredom in the bedroom. Leo is calculating and makes up their mind very quickly, where Gemini is more eager to go with whatever their partner wants. And they will follow Leo anywhere because they know it will be fun. Leo is very passionate and particular, and they want things a certain way in their love life. Their fixed sign is tough to persuade, but with the right intellectual talk from Gemini, they can change their mind. And Gemini is more detached and carefree about everything. And they're happy to chill out and let Leo lead the way until they change their mind. As an air sign, boredom can be a big problem with Geminis. So they may start one project and move on before finishing it. These differences are what make the Leo and Gemini relationship so valuable. And these two have strengths that complete each other. How to spot a Gemini. It's pretty easy to spot a Gemini wherever you are. They usually are in the center of a group, or they're entertaining everyone, making them laugh and having a good time. Now, a Gemini can appear to be flighty or even airheaded, but in reality, they are far from dumb. In fact, the planet of communication, Mercury, is the ruler of the twins, which makes them very fluent, quick-witted, communicative, and quite intelligent. Now, you have to remember Gemini are the twins, and they do have a split personality. So they have two sides to them. On one side, they can be fun and playful. And there's also the side that is very entertaining and fun-loving. But the other side is very serious, hardworking, and extremely intelligent. And they're one of the most intelligent signs of the zodiac. Now, this duality that they exhibit is multifaceted nature, sometimes appearing outgoing and sociable, and at other times they display introverted and introspective tendencies. This duality can make Gemini seem unpredictable, as their moods and interests may change rapidly. Leo and Cancer. Now, Leo is very flamboyant in love, and Cancer is responsive, loyal, and intense. Leo likes that. But there's mixed signals here. Both are very romantic, but in a lot of different ways. Leo wants a relationship to be exciting and spontaneous and glorious, where Cancer wants it to be fulfilling, meaningful. And Leo doesn't get as taken quickly as Cancer, who wants to get real serious real quick. Cancer needs security and tranquility. Cancer needs security and likes to stay at home. Leo likes to be boisterous and do lots of different things and loves to be on constant display. Cancer dependency will please Leo, provided they give a little praise and adoration thrown their way. Now, Cancer, with the sex, they're very ambitious, but they don't mind taking the reins and might even display a little bit of their dominant side. But just as they lead with their heart and emotions, they need to feel that special connection with their partner in order to really truly enjoy sex. And the more that they care and feel attached, the more turned on they'll be. So, Leo, if you want this relationship to go further, you have to be extremely patient. And if you like amazing food and talking about your most deep-rooted emotions, this Cancer is the one for you. Cancers do like adventure as much as their home, so it's going to go slow going to build a relationship with these two. And trust has to be established with Leo first. So once in a love match, Cancers are very caring and compassionate, but security is top priority with this sign. Cancer lovers are very loyal, but will sometimes retreat. These two lovers will have to decide who will be the strongest leader. This is a strong part of keeping the relationship together. Leo can put Cancer on the spot by asking them questions that are actually a screening test. So if you're a Cancer, watch how you answer and your attitudes are. But don't worry about it, because Leo just wants to know who his potential love relationship is right away. So they just want to get to know you better. So it might seem like they have a list of questions for you, and that might get on your nerves, Cancer. And this can make you instantly like this Leo or dislike this Leo, because you're usually right about your initial feelings, Cancer. Now, on the first date, Cancer and Leo might go to an exclusive art gallery or a grand opening with an artist present, or a romantic dinner, and that would be enjoyed by both of them. Cancers really love quiet dinners and celebrations, and they prefer to be more at home. And if you're a Leo and you're trying to get a Cancer, they would love a home cooked meal. That would really, really, really show them that you're serious about them, if that is the case. Now, the Cancer woman is ruled by the moon, and the Leo man is ruled by the sun. So this can be a lovely match if you're going to be like the real ultra ladies lady and let the Leo man be the man's man. But the problem is that each sign is so strong that they may work better apart than together. The Cancer woman may resent her Leo man's arrogance, or she may help him cultivate his talents. The Leo could be overly generous for the Cancer woman's comfort and easily feel threatened by his showy ways. So insecurity abounds with these guys, but the attraction is there. And the sexuality can be dramatic and extremely bold. The Leo man will love performing for his Cancer woman, and she's going to provide that affection and craves more of a stay-at-home atmosphere where Leo wants to be out. So if Cancer can let Leo have some independence and the trust is there, this can work out. Because like I said, Cancers do like adventure as much as their home. So if Leo takes them out, they're going to love that. But as long as Leo goes slow and gives them a lot of attention and lets them know that they're the one and they're the only one. Because Leo is going to eventually want a permanent relationship with the right lover. As long as you compliment them and make them laugh. And, they like to dress classy and they like going to upscale events. So that's why a lot of people are attracted to the magnetic aura. Now, a relationship between these two can be a little rough, but if these two lovers can work with some effort and adjustments, they should shore up enough emotions and communicate their feelings, then this could really work out. Living for today and the future and not the past is more compatible with Leo. But Leo needs to let go of some of their arrogance and share the spotlight with Cancer. And be a little less extravagance with Cancer's security and desires. Leo and Cancers are not very well matched, but they are amazing matches as they complete each other. Their relationship is not going to be easy because one of them is fire, Leo's fire, and Cancer is water. So Cancer can put out the fire of Leo. But they can be extremely devoted and loyal and committed to each other. if they understand each other well enough to have a little bit of possibility that this relationship will last long. Now, sexually, they can be sizzling, and this could be a steamy couple. They have breathtaking intimacy between them. Both of these zodiac signs make love to each other with all their soul, and they're extremely passionate with each other because the careful and nurturing nature of Cancer makes Leo feel loved and wanted and secure. And this vibe from Cancer makes Leo cherish their love. This one-of-a-kind attention makes Leo fall more in love with Cancer. This will make Cancer feel safe and will trust Leo, which will make the sign compatibility strong and happy and peaceful. Now, Leo is possessive and can make Leo overprotective because of the built-in nature of Leo. This can cause a little irritation to calm Cancer and create problems. Unless Leo and Cancer won't have a clear understanding of things in their relationship, this will not work. Proper communication is needed. And the compatibility requires a little work in terms of communication. But if they're both loyal and dedicated lovers, this relationship can work and survive. When Leo gets angry, Cancer, just like water, calms fire and will calm Leo by way of communication. Leo and Cancer, Leo has to remember that Cancer has intense connection with their emotions. And these intense emotions come with a negative side, which is the tendency to be moody and snappy. And if you rub them the wrong way, in particularly, this sensitive Cancer can become extremely agitated. And they can become so worked up that they may feel like they're drowning in their feelings. And they may feel like they've been taken advantage of. And this could make them retreat quickly into their shell. So if you make a sharp-toned remark, they'll be putting their phone on Do Not Disturb and brooding away the night. So if you want to fix Cancer sour mood, just give them time to rest and recharge. Now I want you to remember the physical features depend not only on the sun sign of the person, but also on the ascendant, rising sign, and the dominant planets. How to spot a Cancer. Cancers are ruled by the moon, which means they have a rich emotional inner world. But this also means that a lot of Cancers replicate the maternal healing nature of the moon. So they're very good nurturers. A lot of Cancers have a sweet round face and a very person next door kind of vibe. In general, Cancers have soft physical features, and they're known for a baby face. Even strangers that you met might say something about your chronic little baby face, which is awesome because that means that you look younger. Cancers have big, trusting eyes, and they're very nurturing. And people naturally feel the warmth emanating from them when they look at a Cancer person. People easily trust them with their emotions and their love. It takes one look and people feel right at home with the Cancerian person. Cancers have a soft physical feature about them. In addition to having a round face, many Cancers have fuller bodies. Cancers have pouty lips. Despite the toughness of Cancer's outer shell, their emotions are very difficult for them to hide. Their emotions show up the most in what you do with your lips. Your happiness and joy outshine when you smile. It stretches your lips across your face. And you have very full lips and you play with them a lot. Your anxieties and worries can come out with how you fidget. Now, you're not very forthcoming with your big emotions, but there are many telltale signs when a Cancer zodiac sign has something that they need to say. You bite your lips a lot when you're feeling flirty, but you also bite your lips and you might look like you're gnawing at them if you get nervous. And sometimes you also like to pick at your lips when you are thinking. So often a Cancer deep in thought will fixate themselves on their mouths. Now, Cancers prefer to have neutral or soft tones, especially in their style. It's part of how Cancer retreats. The muted colors act as their shell. And they like blending into the background so they can protect you and themselves and their deep emotional world. Leo and Leo. Now, when you get the Queen and the King together, everybody notices and heads turn. This couple is a power couple and they're a royal mating couple. And they do things on a grand scale, and they're both romantic, exuberant about life, colorful, and very sexed. Now, the thing is who's going to be in charge, because they both like to take the lead. And so it's going to be difficult for one of the Leos to make room for another ego that is just as big as theirs. Now, each one of them not only wants to sit on that throne, but they want to be the power behind it as well. So they're excellent lovers and they can be interesting rivals. Now, the general impression that most people often assume about Leo is that they're vain and they're obsessed about themselves. But unless you get to know them a little bit more intimate, then you'll be able to understand their personalities. And you'll find that a lot of them have compassion for the underprivileged. And they can be very generous to the needy. But this generosity is a trademark of their royal nature, and they often come across people who try to take advantage of this. This can make Leo hyper-vigilant, and if they catch you red-handed, look out, because you're going to feel the lion blow up like a volcano, and they'll make it known to everybody that don't mess around with me. Now, both Leos' love language could be ceremonies and public displays of emotion, open declarations of undying love, and a lot of showering of gifts and whatnot. Now, the compatibility of Leo love match is obvious. And since Leo is the sign ruled by the sun, they bring this positive glow to the lives of people around them. However, sometimes there can be a struggle for supremacy. And you'll have to learn how to sort this issue out between you, because this can lead to major problems in the future. Now, being two members of the same zodiac sign, a Leo man and a Leo woman, or vice versa, generally they like the same things, and they have a lot of courage and inner strength. This is the very reason that they will value each other, and this is greatly contributes to this compatibility. Now, the thing that they respect more than anything is the understanding of the clear division of time for work and time for play. When they work, they give it 100% to work, and when they play, they want to play hard. Now, however, not everything in the Leo and Leo compatibility is good. They can be, like I said, have huge egos, and the division of duties and responsibilities in this relationship is not going to be a cakewalk. They're going to need solutions, and one solution is that they have to understand that instead of trying to establish their supremacy, they better do things that would make them be able to compromise and share the crown. Considering their individual talents and strengths, they should decide who's going to be the leader and in what area of life this is going to partake. Both of these people can be arrogant and selfish at times, but they're also very warm-hearted and honest, especially in a relationship. And this really does help them overcome any negativities. So, the best aspect of this compatibility is that once they argue, they don't hold on to grudges for too long. But they both have strong egos, and the fights between are gonna kind of be inevitable. So, and they soon just like make up and move on, and the next morning it's like nothing happened. And this is a good trait to have, instead of having the not speaking to each other for days and things like that of that nature. Leo's sexual compatibility can be complicated, and even though they enjoy sex, sometimes it could be without being emotionally intimate, but they prefer to have emotional intimacy, and it can be very difficult given their massive egos. The raw passion that the lions bring into the bed can keep the Leo-Leo relationship going for a really long time. But if they can combine it with trust and total confidence, this relationship could last longer. This is one of the reasons why when it comes to sex, the lions look for partners who can confide in them in their more intimate, innermost feelings. This Leo can be an explosive, remarkable love match because both are equally passionate, and they kind of share the same vitality in terms of their sexual desires and needs. In a relationship in which Leo is slightly less outgoing than the other in terms of articulating their sexual desires, the other Leo jumps to the rescue. This kind of sexual relationship can be considered one of the wildest and steamiest of its kind. Even so, there might be some reluctance as their relationship moves ahead, since despite their nonchalant disposition, Leos often desire for connection over meaningless animal sex. Being able to drop their egotistic facade is therefore crucial for this love to blossom, and it's unlikely that there can be a better opportunity than sex to understand the nature of an individual. Now, if you're set on this relationship, there has to be a foundation to any Leo and Leo relationship. And both Leos have to put the effort in properly to understand the needs of their partners or friends. More crucial than that, they need to learn to let go of their egos and see things for what they are and not speculate the actions of their partners as something which might hamper their reputation. It can get difficult at times to let go of what you believe is your self-respect, but more often than not, it's your ego that's coming in between you and your partner. Eliminating this can take you miles ahead of where you are, not only in your relationships, but also as an individual. Eliminating this can take you miles ahead of where you are, not only in your relationships, but also as an individual. Like I said, they have a lot in common, but hence they might have that instant pull towards each other, but the possibilities of ego clashes and jealousy and competitiveness brewing between them is pretty high, just because each of them wants to be the leader of that partnership. This could be also done in business and pleasure. They both need to be admired a lot. So both Leos need to give each other admiration. They want admiration from everyone around them. So when both of them fight for this position, either one of them would have to make a sacrifice, or it can lead to ugly moments here. Because both Leos, they love to socialize and make new friends, and they tend to hang out and celebrate small victories in life, and this can keep their competitiveness alive. But if they can put it aside, they can become really good friends and good lovers. All in all, Leo natives, they want to have a good marriage and build a strong family foundation, and they want to be comfortable in a luxurious home where they can live life in a grand way. Now, if you want to spot a Leo, it's pretty easy. Leo individuals are born between July 23rd and August 22nd. There are some common physical characteristics associated with Leos, and this includes a really strong bone structure and cheekbones, or a regal or commanding presence. They also have thick, luxurious hair, and whether it's long or short, you're going to notice that you just want to run your fingers through it. So they really take special pride in their mane, and they pay special attention to their hair. Now, their eyes are very bright and expressive, and they can convey their passion, warmth, and their charisma. Their eyes can be one of their most striking features. They also have radiant skin, and it's always glowing, and it does reflect their inner energy and vitality. A very good, healthy complexion, and that adds to their overall charm. Their head shape is kind of In women, you're going to see more heart-shaped faces. And the men, you're going to see a much stronger jawline and extremely high cheekbones. Now keep in mind that you have to consider what other signs they have and placements in their charts. So a lot of them have really great communication skills and traits, and a very striking face. And you can't ignore it. You're going to see them in the crowd. You're going to instantly know that they're a Leo. And also Taurus shares this trait, the strong jawline, with Leos. And they have an excellent dress sense. And they can garner attention just by dressing up. The best part is that they can completely look out of place and still get a lot of attention. And they wear a lot of nice jewelry. If they do wear jewelry, some of them don't wear any jewelry at all. But you're going to notice this, Leo, because the energy is going to be so strong. If you sit next to them, you're going to feel it. You might even feel a little nervous or fidgety. The best part about it is that these Leos aren't even aware of it. They'll have very dignified answers when answering questions. They can also they can sound or be intimidating in a way because of the way they ask the most innocent, harmless questions. They also are very, they look like they're very, very in control. And it doesn't matter if it's a younger Leo or an older Leo, once they get into the group, is that they'll just start doing things and they'll grab control. This can be a good asset, and sometimes it can be bad as well. Now, Leo and Virgo. Leo loves Virgo's intellect. But Virgo doesn't understand Leo's dramatic nature. Leo can't figure out the reserved, very cool Virgo and his sexual responsiveness. Because Virgo is very practical and prudent. And Leo is extravagant and spendthrift. Leo likes to live life in a really big way, but Virgo is very conservative, frugal, and can be a nitpicker, which puts a damper on Leo's high spirits. Virgos won't be dominant either. Leo needs lots of flattery, but Virgo's tendency is to puncture Leo's inflated egos. Both of them could be a very, very hard compatibility here, depending on the different signs and your natal chart and your placements of your planets. So this can be a tricky love match for sure. So Leo and Virgo are going to have a really hard time trying to find common ground in this relationship. And this relationship can evolve if the partners become understanding and appreciate each other. Now, Leo is an extrovert and very dominant and charismatic, and sometimes features what can be considered a very short fuse, while Virgo is studious and can be withdrawn and possesses more of a versatility than Leo. Although there's differences. Leo and Virgo couple creates an exquisite marriage. And when each partner warms up to each other's unfamiliar styles, they can become a decent pair, a good loving couple. Now, at times, Leo can become really tyrannical, and Virgo could seem too judgmental. But once they stop looking solely on one another's flaws and start to get to know one another, positive attributes, they'll discover this attraction. Now, depending on your natal charts or not, this is not difficult to understand that Leo and a Virgo couple is not the ideal love match, because Leo, being an element of fire, brings great energy and passion to the bed, but he or she also desires to be praised in the bed. Leo's a proud sign who likes being applauded, and Virgo is very different. He's quiet and shy, and sometimes unable to display the enthusiasm Leo wants in the bed. Now, this can make this Leo-Virgo love extremely difficult, because the proud Leo may get offended by Virgo's lack of participation in their sexual activities. Not because Virgo intends to, but because he or she is too shy to do anything about it initially. Now, Virgos often carry mistrust among people, which is why they're kind of unable to open up to people and open up to casual sex right away. And this mistrust, along with overall bad chemistry, renders their intimacy nullified. As the relationship moves ahead, it's likely that Virgo will get comfortable around the passionate Leo. Therefore, Leo and Virgo sexual compatibility can get much better as the relationship progresses. Now, with communication with a Leo and a Virgo, it really matters on if they can both understand and compromise each other's differences. And they may have very different ways of socializing. And this can be a problem, because Leo likes to socialize, but they also love to come home to a nice, quiet place. Where Virgo, they're a little bit more, standoffish with meeting new people. And this is because of their trust level here. Leo's a fire sign, like I said, and Virgo is an earth sign. And this could put out the fire that Leo has. The earth can completely cover Leo's enthusiasm. This can be very downtrodden to Leo, because Leo needs to be stroked. And Virgo is not going to keep stroking Leo constantly. And a lot of times communication can fail because they can't understand one another's perspective. This is a 50-50 chance of the Leo and Virgo understanding each other while they communicate. But they're both really intelligent. The thing is that they can see some common ground between each other, but they also can come from two completely different viewpoints or standpoints, and this can make them butt heads really bad. In saying this, both Leo and Virgo have a common ground because they're extremely intelligent, and they can have wonderful conversations, and they do have some things that are similar. Now, if Virgo can just let Leo have his enthusiasm and passion for the things that Leo wants to do. That's great. That's going to let this relationship work. And Virgo needs to stroke Leo a little bit more. And Leo needs to come down to earth and not be so ready to be spending all the money and constantly going and going and going. There needs to be some kind of balance where both of them can have a social life, but then they come home to their very quiet evenings. Now, it's different because Leos are known to be extroverts, but there's a lot of Leos that have both. They can be introverts too. And Virgos are mostly introverts. They can pretend they're extroverts, but usually they don't. They're very quiet and very unassuming. So now Virgos, even though they're down to earth, they have a very high self-esteem. And this is very unlike Leo's ego. Leo must be careful about not hurting the sentiments of Virgo by becoming too tyrannical around them. And this might cause them to get up and leave way more quickly than you expect. And Virgo has to be careful how he or she treats the Leo. And Virgo must acknowledge Leo's strengths and weaknesses and try not to sweep them under the rug. Now, Leo is grateful for Virgo's nature because the longer they're with Virgo, the better they become. Virgo's sweetness and fascinating personality creates a calm which Leos need. Their bright personality and optimistic look at the future is something Virgo admires about Leo. Now, for a Leo woman and a Virgo man for their sexuality, this compatibility takes captivating dimension. The Leo, with her vivacious spirit, captivates the Virgo's man's attention. And in the bedroom, the Leo woman's fiery passion meets the Virgo man's meticulous approach, creating a potent blend of intensity and precision. The key lies here in understanding and appreciating each other's wants and needs and desires. The Leo woman's desire for adoration and the Virgo's man's need for a deeper emotional connection. Now, the Virgo man and the Leo woman sexually, this union brings together the elements of earth and fire. Now, the Virgo man's practicality and attention to detail provide a stable foundation for Leo. The Leo's woman's fiery creativity and passion. The challenge lies in balancing the Virgo man's reserved nature with the Leo woman's need for affirmation. When these elements align, the result is a very sexually charged connection that transcends the boundaries of the zodiac. Now, Leo and Virgo love compatibility. This can be a wonderful connection if they have shared values and they share the same emotional intricacies. Now, the Leo seeks grand gestures of love and admiration, while Virgo is going to express love through his practical acts of service and attention to detail. Leo is generous and warm, and Virgo is loyal and committed. And the key to finding the middle ground here is for Leo needs for excitement is met without overwhelming Virgo's need for stability. And a lot of it is involving in recognizing the inherent strengths and challenges of each sign. And there's a celestial dance between fire and earth, and it's a very delicate balance. But with communication and compromising, this can work. Like any relationship, like anything, you have to do the homework. And you have to have mutual respect and make the effort to navigate this path for a fulfilling and harmonious union. Virgos are ruled by the sixth house of health. And the sixth house of health is all about balance, wellness, and pets as well. And most of Virgo's physical traits are going to be that he applies himself to his appearance, and he will be physically or she will be physically fit. Now, they usually have a slim face, and their foreheads can be somewhat large and broad, and many have a very nice chin or jawline, and sometimes it can be narrow. But but top and bottom portions of the face are offset by their strong cheekbones. These three outer points of the face culminate in oval shape. These proportions sound very different, and they are because Virgo features are usually quite defined and angular. These virgins often hit puberty at a late stage in life, and this results in a finer, slender figure. Even curvy Virgos are still slender and long. Curvy Virgos, much like the structure of the Virgo's face, have defined proportions due to their structured, focused earth element. Blooming late also gives Virgos a very youthful appearance, and they look much younger than they are. And this is very prevalent around developmental years because they have yet to trade in their childhood body for their adult body. But this youth also lasts through adulthood. Leo and Libra compatibility. Now, Leo is very creative and meshes very well with Libra's artistic, aesthetic pursuits. And Leo is more interested in strictly physical side of love than Libra. But Leo's style and can be winning Libra over. Now, Libra can be indecisive, and Leo is going to naturally take charge. Now, the checkbook may not always balance because they're both pretty extravagant and love beautiful things, and they like to have luxurious items, and they like to both shine. Each of them will try to outdo the other in order to get attention, and sometimes in the bedroom as well. Leo is the master, and that's what Leo likes. Where Libra wants things more balanced, and Libra is very dynamic and sensuous. And this relationship can be very exciting. And they're very compatible because they both have enough similarities to build a mutual understanding and enough differences to make this relationship exhilarating and multi-dimensional. Now, the balance here is that the Libra man and woman brings to the lion's life is extremely important because the lion needs stability. The stability that Libra brings can calm this restless lion, especially under stressful situations. And they can become more understanding. Now, on the other hand, the fire and drive in Leo's personality can entice the Libra. The lion infuses a sense of confidence in Libra, which leads them to feeling more self-assured and peaceful in life. Now, this association of the Leo man and the Libra woman will eventually be a successful one. And the same with between the Libra man and the Leo woman. It's very promising. And this assurance with both of these couples' relationships gives them a sense of security and zeal and friendship. Once Libra and Leo decide to make it official and commit to each other, they're going to do their best to make this relationship work. And they will go to the ends of the earth for their partner and both of their happiness. They're very devoted to each other, and they try to build a sense of security and trust in the relationship fairly at the beginning of this relationship, which is very important, of course. Now, the physical intimacy is going to be very high, and they're going to spend a lot of time in each other's arms in the bedroom, and they both cherish each other. Leo man and Leo woman, they need adoration and admiration from their partners. Libra is eternally easygoing, and they really don't have a problem in showering affection on the lion. Leo, on the other hand, will return that love with gratitude, graciousness, and extreme generosity. There is a time where Libra and Leo can find it a little bit difficult to get along because they're both very set in their ways, and they're going to find it very difficult to change some of their characteristics for anybody. But they do expect others to adapt to their behavior and personalities. And this can create a problem in the relationship because it can cause friction from time to time. Libra can be indecisive, and this can irritate the firm lion who can't stand second guessing anything in their life. Leo's dominating nature is sometimes a lot to take in for the Libra, who hates being controlled by another person. They have contrasting approaches to certain things in life, and they're going to have to learn how to embrace each other with these differences instead of trying to bring constant change in each other's personalities. The compatibility between Leo and Libra is pretty powerful. They need to both have mutual understanding, and the relationship has to be enriching so they can grow as individuals, both personal and professional. This is a very good combination of a fire sign with an air sign, and these two individuals manage to keep their egos to the side while nurturing the relationship. They'll have a very, very good, beautiful bond for a lifetime. Libra and Leo in the bedroom, they can have hot, steamy sex. And when these guys come together, they don't need much time to build up a healthy sex life. Leo has a lot of confidence in the bedroom, and Libra's sexuality is very intriguing, and they tend to inspire each other to become great lovers together. The sex life is usually filled with a lot of respect, and they feel free to try out new things with one another. And the relationship, if they have both strong mutual attractions, they can enjoy satisfying sex for a very, very long time. Now, Leo doesn't mind being seen, and Libra represents the public eye. So this says something about their sexual preference too. They will usually be well behaved in public, but as soon as any restrictions show up, they may want to have to play out their passionate scenarios anytime, in any place, and in which they get the chance to be alone just for a minute. Libra is the sign of Saturn and exaltation, and it's easy for them to wait and be rational, but with passionate Leo, they find it hard to stay in control. Like I said, this can be a wonderful couple, but there are some things that you have to consider. Libra can become jealous at their Leo partner, and sometimes it could be unfounded, and they have to have confidence in their security here. If Libra can learn how to feel confident and accept this ability of Leo is part of his beautiful character. With Leo and Libra in a very hot, steamy relationship, a problem can arise if Libra feels any sort of jealousy. Libra can sometimes make assumptions on how their partner should behave or shouldn't behave. Their mutual respect will fade, and they will both miss out on a great relationship here. So Libra has to feel confident and let Leo be confident as well, and accept this about them, because this is part of their character. And if Libra starts judging Leo, then this isn't going to work out, and vice versa. How to spot a beautiful Libra. Now, Libras are ruled by Venus, and they're usually very blessed with attractive features, including an excellent glowing complexion, pouty lips, defined noses, and a heart or oval shaped face. They usually have dimples or even the Cupid bow on their lips. Now, their faces and bodies are known for being very symmetrical, and they usually have voluptuous figures that are pleasing to the eye. Libras have a natural charm that shows up in their appearance, and it draws people in like moths to a flame. Now, the first thing that you may notice about this Libra is that Libra man's body characteristics can be seen in a cherub. And it's possible because Cupid in mythology was the child of Venus, the ruler of Libra, like his mother, the goddess of love and beauty. Cupid is considered to be a god of desire, erotic love, attraction, and affection. Now, Libra has a soft, pleasing demeanor and a gentle smile. And they usually can have wavy hair and lips that are full with a slightly curved upper lip on the sides, and wide almond-shaped eyes and full cheeks. Usually Libra men are very charismatic and extremely attractive, and they dress very well. And they can be also very flirtatious. Now, they can have skin that really glows, and it can also appear slightly translucent. They can have shiny, silky, wavy hair and a nice smile. Now, the Libra's physique is very, very well endowed and handsome, with an excellent bone structure and graceful athletic body. These Libra men take a lot of pride in their appearance and will do anything to ensure that they always look their best. And this includes a healthy lifestyle, proper grooming, and working out when necessary. Now, the women may have dimples, and the men may also have dimples, or they could have a cleft chin or dimples on the cheeks, knees, or even elbows. Now, Libra rules the body of the lumbar region and the buttocks, and perhaps the most typical Libra body characteristic is the dimple of Venus, and that is said to be their erogenous zone. Leo and Scorpio. There's an immediate sexual fascination with these two. But Leo finds it hard to cope with Scorpio's jealousy and possessiveness. Scorpio can be very intense and very smoldering, and they have a short fuse, while Leo is more laid back. Leo thinks Scorpio can be difficult and temperamental, where Scorpio considers Leo pretentious and a bit of a show-off. Scorpio doesn't understand Leo's need, that Leo needs to be surrounded continually by an admiring audience, while Scorpio would rather dominate than admire, and that doesn't suit Leo too well. And even though they have a great sexual chemistry, Sex isn't everything. These two signs are magnetic and they're hot and spicy. And these two signs can also be a little bit of control freaks. And if things don't go their way, there can be tower moments, epic struggles. A Leo and a Scorpio relationship can be inspiring and assuring, but they need to both understand each other. Now, here is where you guys click. Now, because you both have a lot of things in common, and now if you guys can both understand each other's magnetic personalities, you'll have a wonderful match that lasts forever. Unfortunately, it is very easy for both of you to become threatened by each other's projected confidence. And you need to remind yourselves of that you don't need to break each other down to ensure that you won't be left in the lurch. Sex is very good and it doesn't come along every day. But with Leo's show-stopping personality and Scorpio's behind-the-scenes alchemy, they can blend their talents together into making some type of monetary situation that can support their family for generations to come. Sometimes, though, because they're both so magnetic, and both Leo and Scorpio can be jealous. Leo is more or less to be flirtatious, where Scorpio is not going to handle that well at all. And she or he needs to be number one. So there will be some power struggles ahead, because both of them need to feel like they're number one. Now, the trouble is that neither of them are quick to give up the control. And they both have different approaches to childbearing and values. And this can be a battleground for control. Resolving conflicts would have to be something that you would have to deal with on a daily basis. But if you're interested in this relationship and you end up getting hitched anyways, you might be better off as business partners or just friends instead of going to get hitched. So if you are into resolving conflicts on a daily basis, then this is probably the relationship to be in. But otherwise, you might just end up better off as being friends or really good business partners. Now, these two are fire and water, and they have different needs. And to succeed as a couple, compromise is essential. And the water can be soothing and nurturing, but it can also be prone to fluctuating moods. Scorpio deeply craves security and comfort, and the fire sign, it can be very aggressive and likes to be independent and often seeks discomfort in the name of some type of adventure. Now, the Scorpio, being a water sign, is nostalgic. And they like to live in this rosy-hued or overly maligned past. Now, Leos, which are fire signs, they're pioneers. And they get excited about making a new future of their own or doing their own creation. So it's kind of different values because the water sign is a traditionalist and the Leo, the fire sign, is a risk taker. So it is a question if they can coexist happily. Leo likes to have a lot of downtime at home and returning to, the same vacation spots and hanging out with a small crew of tight-knit friends. And that kind of seems limiting or stagnant. Because the water sign will have to embrace adventure and travel and meeting new people and being social. Parents can be a big sticking point, as the Scorpio sign is often dutifully close to their family, while the fire sign may have left home at 18 and never looked back. And in nature, water can put out the fire, which can either control a raging wildfire, which can be good, or douse a vibrant flame, which is not so good for the Leo. Being the Leo, they can warm up the cold water, but it can also make it boiling and steaming mad. So too much fire can even cause water to evaporate, just as an overly dominant fire sign can cause the less aggressive water sign to disappear in the relationship. This relationship can turn into an endless war with blame and judgment, defending your point of view just to protect your ego. I feel that I need to mention this because it's pretty important. Leo and Scorpio are square, which means they're 3 signs apart. And this love match, so this could talk about a lot of mommy and daddy issues. And this aspect is a harsh 90-degree angle between the signs. And it can create a push and pull dynamic. It's the relationship that helps you work through issues with a difficult parent, usually by reactivating old painful wounds. There can be power struggles and clashing agendas. And don't expect to kick back and put your feet up in this match. This dynamic tension will keep you active and keyed up. And of course, that could be exactly what you want. So this opportunity of the square aspect is to teach you how to compromise with an equally strong-willed partner. When you strike that delicate balance, you can make an undeniable power couple, a true force to be reckoned with. Leo and Scorpio in the bedroom. Now, when it comes to this relationship, they just seem to click in the bedroom, while others can face challenges. But each one has their unique traits and qualities that can make them compatible or incompatible with other signs. The relationship between Scorpio and Leo can be passionate and intense. And they're both strong personalities. And they love intensely. And they both have that magnetic presence that we keep talking about. And they can draw each other towards one another. They share a deep sense of loyalty and commitment together and to their loved ones. Their shared passion for life can make this partnership an exciting and stimulating one. Leo has a natural charm and confidence and can balance Scorpio's intensity and bring more light into the relationship. At the same time, Scorpio is deep and emotional, intuitive, and can help Leo tap into their emotions and become more vulnerable. Now, while they share this intensity, it creates fireworks and it can also lead to epic clashes. Leo's need for attention and Scorpio's possessiveness can create a power struggle in the relationship. Both signs are also known to be incredibly stubborn and have strong opinions, which can lead to heated arguments if they don't learn to compromise and communicate effectively. However, if both partners are willing to work through their differences and harness this shared passion for life, they can create an intense and fulfilling partnership and extremely hot, passionate romance. Some physical characteristics of a Scorpio. Most Scorpios are going to have intense eyes, and it doesn't matter what race they're from. The eyes tend to show more in the Scorpio suns or risings than in Scorpio moon. Some people have even said that Scorpio has cat-like eyes, and they're sharp and angled upwards with brows that are very arched at the end. And they have a high nose bridge. And they can also, and this is not for all of them, have kind of like vampire teeth. And they have very full, straight teeth and very prominent canines. Are very strong. They have a angular shape to them. They tend to have shaggy eyebrows as well. And overall, they have a dark look with their brown or dark eyes, or they often are darker, have brunette hair, and oftentimes they have tan skin. Now, their chin and jawbone are very strong, which can describe how their personality is. They're very mysterious and intense with deep set eyes. He may be silent and have that penetrating gaze that looks right through you. Those scorpion deep set eyes are the kind of eyes that tell you that what they're thinking, they reflect their emotions and their thoughts. And a lot of times they're tall, taller than most people, because they are ruled by Pluto, and that's the furthest planet in modern astrology. They may also have a very muscular, athletic build as well. Whether a man or a woman, when a Scorpio loves you, no one will love you as intensely as a Scorpio. They're very creative, they're secretive, they can be passionate, mysterious, and sometimes unforgiving. But they are loyal, supportive, and compassionate, and incredible in bed. Scorpios have a naturally alluring and sensual energy about them, even when they're not trying to lure anyone in. And this shows up also in the way they dress. And they're very intense in the way they express themselves through clothes and through jewelry. And they have a natural magnetism that shows up in more ways than one. Scorpios are capable of attracting attention, like I said, when they're not even trying to. And their energy and eyes are enough to do the job. And they desire. And what they desire, Scorpio gets. And they ooze this natural sense of yearning and pleasure. So they are ruled by the genitals. And so expect to be stimulated in their presence alone. These people are striking and very enticing. These people have iconic noses. No two faces are the same, but they're often very beautiful with very wonderful, strong bodies and beautiful, voluptuous features. These people can almost have a kind of mesmerizing look to them, leaving others kind of spooked as much as they are turned on, because this zodiac sign is the sign of power. Leo and Sagittarius. Leo is enthralled by the optimistic, extroverted Sagittarius. They are fun-loving, and they share a liking for their freedom, adventure, and meeting new people. And both of them are pretty passionate and fiery, kind of sexual types here. If anyone can keep up with a Sagittarius, it's a Leo. Leo's natural quality of leadership brings out the loyalty in Sagittarius. And Leo's very proud but self-confident and expansive. Sagittarians are perfectly happy to let Leo strut their stuff. And Leo feels content and satisfied in the presence of the archer and is amazed by their beauty and their personality. But on the other hand, Sagittarians are attracted to the sheer strength of the Leo. The leadership qualities of Leo are admired and respected by the Sagittarian. And they don't really have a problem handing over the reins to the lion. Now, the physical chemistry between Leo and Sagittarian zodiac sign will be extremely high. Their intimacy will only grow over time that is spent with each other. They're pretty expressive and spontaneous. Because these are two fire signs, there's going to be sparks. And there's going to be arguments with these two people. Now, Sagittarius is fine with letting Leo take the lead. But Sagittarians are not able to take controlling behavior from them. And because Sagittarians are addicted to their independence, and they can't stand being told what to do or told how to live their life by anyone or any circumstances. And Leo requires a stable home at some point in life. And they're going to get frustrated with constantly fluctuating and the fly-by-night personality of the Sagittarians, because Sagittarians can be very fickle on what they really want to do and when they want to do it. And that can be extremely frustrating for the cat. Arguments could be very heated with these two and may take a while to resolve, because Sagittarians tend to sometimes sweep things under the rug and then pretend like nothing happened, where the Leo cat might be more aggressive of finding out what's going on with the Sagittarian. But the key for this relationship to work out is they both need to want to go in for the long run. If they're both ready for a long time commitment and they're both mature enough and have enough awareness, same amount of awareness, then it should be a pretty good bond. And it could last a lifetime. But it's going to be characterized by a lot of excitement, a lot of drama, and hopefully a lot of happiness and a loyalty that Leo and Sagittarius can bring to each other's life. Now, with Sagittarius and Leo, or Leo and Sagittarius, now there is some type of communication problem with them. The sex is pretty good. The compatibility, it depends on how many signs that they have that are compatible. Meaning Venus and rising signs and things like that, your moon. So, because there is a pretty good chemistry between you guys as far as, intimacy goes. But it would have to grow over time. One of the things that could happen in this relationship is one of the differences that might not work, Leo in a Sagittarius relationship, is that the Leo, like I said, wants a lot of attention and they want a lot of engagement, and it may seem too intense for the very aloof Sagittarian. And also, Sagittarians can tend to be extroverts, but I feel that I've met a lot of Sagittarians myself. They can be very much introverts, and they may have an issue with eye contact. And because the Leo is very intense and wants to know what you're feeling, and that might be too much for the Sagittarian. And they may not want to disappoint them, but they're going to ask too much for the Sagittarian sooner or later, and this may not be good. I know Sagittarians want them to be there for them, but Sagittarians are fleeting. They're not going to show a lot of emotion, and they tend to not be as empathetic and compassionate as Leo would like them to be. So this could be a very, very rough patch for these two. So if you really want this relationship to work out, it's going to take a lot to get you both there. Like I said, Leos eventually, they like their freedom, but there comes a time where they're going to want a stable relationship. And I think sometimes Sagittarians are too aloof, and I think they're perceived as flaky by the Leos, and that drives them crazy. But Leos do love their humor and their warmth, And it really does make it impossible for anyone to really dislike a Sagittarian. But romantically linked, I don't think this is a good compatibility. The Leo man and the Sagittarian woman, they are, both fireworks. This can be a fun relationship, like I said, but honestly, they may be best of friends, but not best of lovers. For she's not going to be very romantic, and he is extremely romantic. He may take things to heart and be critical about them. His obstinate nature of never listening and her easy-going nature can cause problems, because he's going to want all of the attention, while she might not be interested in making him her center of gravity. Now, she likes to be free, and she enjoys doing whatever she feels like whenever she wants to. And he can be dominating. And after a time, she's going to try to chain her down, and she's not going to like that. And she might not take him seriously and critically laugh at him. And this is going to give birth to real problems and big differences. The undying love that lies between Sagittarius and Leo star signs will keep things going if you work hard. But be aware of his responsible nature, and he'll be completely devoted to the Sagittarian woman. And that was for the Leo man and Sagittarian female. Now, the Sagittarian male and the Leo female, the Sagittarian's very protective of her, but the female sometimes thinks that he overindulges himself in being protective, and she doesn't appreciate that. She likes to be given her own space and freedom rather than be treated like a small kid. And this could be having an impact on the Sagittarian man and Leo woman compatibility. So this is something to be taken into serious consideration. On a positive note, they are benevolent with this connection, where there involves a lot of trust and respect and honesty in this relationship. Now, the female needs to understand that she cannot ask too much attention from the male Sagittarian. She would want him to do a lot of things for her, which he will, and he's generous and can be kind and show his love for her, but at times it may get out of hand. He doesn't want to look up or down on her. He wants her to be an even partner in the relationship. And he may get angry and loses temper often and say things out of anger and want to apologize for it later. And this could melt her heart. Now, as far as the physical relationship is concerned, a lot of passion, sensuality, a lot of romance here, and the art of making love between Sagittarius and Leo. They both are really attracted to each other. So again, the Sagittarian male is going to have to realize his temper and control it. The Sagittarian male has to realize that he has to control his temper no matter what, because this is going to really turn the Leo woman off, because normally she can be very calm and collective, and this may infuriate the Sagittarian man. Now, the female needs to make sure she doesn't expect too much from the person that she really truly loves. And this may actually bother him because he feels like he's going to have to live up to too many high expectations. So there's a lot of fears in this connection, a lot of insecurities, like I said before. It looks good on paper. I'm not so sure about it working out. If you wanted to make it work, you would really, really have to trust each other a lot and try to make it work. How to spot a Sagittarian. Now, these people have fine features, fine bones, glowing complexion, sometimes large eyes, and a very cute button nose with a charming smile. The Sagittarian person can be medium to average height, but it depends on the placement of your planets and your ascendants. And they usually are very well proportioned body with a long face and neck. They can have very muscular thighs and round limbs and a very prominent nose and ears. Sagittarians can be tall a lot of times, in most cases with full and open features. You'll also notice that they're often smiling and they have beautiful thick hair and beautiful lips and a gorgeous smile. They radiate this positive energy and charm. And they could become a little stout in age because of overindulgence of all sorts. And this is the cause of their weight gain when they reach their 30s. Sagittarians' general appearance gives an impression of charisma, liveliness, a lot of energy. They're very jovial, and their attire is casual but always in line with their generous nature and their very fun, loving contacts. Sagittarians can have a prominent nose, and some of them can have closely set but beautiful pair of eyes. Some of them have large foreheads and are very humorous because they can bring their sense of humor to any party, and they have a little dash of drama, and you can start to pick up on this with their extremely expressive faces. They're going to show you a range of emotive facial expressions and even embody the fact that Sagittarian is the sister into the famous twins Gemini by playing both the captor and her own hostage. You can't outshine a Sagittarian when it comes to humor or theatrics. They will look and dress and behave the part. They like to have a loud, vibrant hair and makeup and jewelry choices around their faces to bring more focus on their blessed features. Leo is very expansive, extremely romantic, and cautious. Practical. Capricorn is going to take a back seat to this. While Leos like to kick up their heels and have fun and be the life of the party, and Capricorn disapproves of too much of this behavior and Leo's self-indulgence. Now, both are highly sex signs, but they have some basic differences here. Leo needs to have glamour in their lovemaking style. And Capricorn just can't supply it. Leo will think Capricorn is stingy with their affection because Capricorn is very reserved and aloof and very cautious, where Leo needs to have a lot of adoration and needs this. And neither of these signs are going to take a back seat to each other. They're both going to want to dominate the relationship. And this relationship or this affair can be on the rocks before the boat even leaves the dock. And she may not get it. And this could drive the male Capricorn crazy because he is busy trying to set up a life for them. He's trying to start a business or, make the money for the future. But the Leo female may find this irritating because he's always working and not spending enough time with her at home. So right there and then this will cause difficulties in this relationship. Now, like I said, Leo craves the stability, and Capricorn can give them that. But they are enticed by the idea of power. And if they manage to work towards one particular goal and put immense amount of effort to achieve the same goal, these two are likely to blow every other couple away out of the water. Now the goat as well as the lion, they're both very proud, and they tend to be very ambitious, especially the Capricorn. And they may compete. And this can be a good thing and this can be a bad thing, because they can spur each other to achieve every goal that they set out for themselves on the professional front. And their mutual differences will help them learn a great deal from each other and help create a well-rounded, complete relationship that is very compatible. But on the other hand, Leos are very emotional and they're very relationship type of person, where they want to know what you're feeling and how to fix things. They're going to want to fix things right away. And they're extremely moody. And the goat, on the other hand, is more balanced and steady. And they don't like this inconsistency with Leo. And Leo's fiery temper and over-the-top excitement for what Capricorn feels are trivial things might not go well with this practical Capricorn. And Capricorn is very serious towards the world, towards life. And this can be boring for the lion that likes to go out and have fun and meet people and party and, sometimes overindulge. Now, both of these signs are extremely combative when they disagree. Sometimes these disagreements can create a huge rupture in the relationship because they need to listen to each other and they need to see each other's side. And if they don't, then this can create a serious problem between the two of them. And it could make it very, very difficult for them together as a couple. But if both Leo and Capricorn manage to tone down their trying to dominate each other and learn to let go of the control a little bit and not compete as much, they could find some happiness. They have to let go of their judgmental attitudes to fit each other into their lives. Capricorn and Leo in the bedroom. Now, we know Leo's such a powerful lion, and when it comes to the bedroom, there's a lot of drama there, and he's gonna rock the socks off of their partner like no other. And Capricorn is very physical as well, just as much as Leo, but they're not going to show it as much as Leo does. Now, Capricorn is very private. I mean, private to the core, and it takes time to build a lot of comfort even in their sexual encounters. And any hasty act can make them shut off from it all at once. With the lion's romantic and tender love, hopefully that is enough to loosen up the goat, to make them relax and show their more intimate, softer side and their true desires. Now, Leo can pull the Capricorn in by their very subtle passion and their warmthness. And as long as Capricorn lets them rule the bedroom and let them have their way and fill it with drama and sex and just candy, all of it. Now, if they can both share this warmth and affection and keep things spiced up, then they can have new experiences, and then this can help them enjoy a very healthy sex life. Overall, it is a tough match as they're very different from one another. And this could turn out to be a powerful union. Like I said, if both parties learn to go from one goal to another and compromise and respect each other's differences, the Capricorn and Leo love compatibility can be worthwhile if you really make the efforts and, try to have mutual agreements. Now, the pros of this Leo and Capricorn relationship can be good if they both want to have the idea of being powerful. And, Leos want the power, and so does Capricorn. Now, if they manage to work towards that single goal that we were talking about as a team, then they can be very, very courageous together. And they both hold a lot of pride, and they're very ambitious to the core. One of the things about this is that they both like to live that lavish lifestyle, and they both love to shop, because these two get together and oh my God, you wouldn't believe the collection that you'll have. It'll be a stunning collection, and you're both going to be fashionistas, and you'll be doing a lot of luxurious holidays and traveling a lot. So yes, you can be a power couple, but like I said before, there has to be a lot of warmth and emotion here. And Capricorn is very reserved, and they can be an introvert. And this can bother the very, how do I say this, the very loving Leo. Now, again, Leo, it can go from projects and through extreme moods, whereas Capricorn is stable and balanced and doesn't like this. Now, the goat is ruled by Saturn, and there's a lot of restrictions, and the goat is ruled by discipline. And this could start feeling monotonous for the very independent lion. And warming up to people can be really easy for the lion, where the Capricorn, the goat doesn't really, it's really hard for them to open up and be an extrovert because they're very, very private. And the goat is very hard to impress. Now, once you've hitched with Leo and Capricorn, praising them endlessly turns the Capricorn off. Only when it's applicable, they'll give you that admiration. And this can hurt Leo's feelings a little bit. And this can make him sulk and become aloof, and then the goat is annoyed. So this relationship, like I said, is needs a lot of work. It's going to take a lot to make it happen. Now, Capricorns have usually a lean build, and they tend to be slim and tall. They can give off the vibe of being, having a lot of strength and endurance. And usually their body movements are very purposeful, and they often come across as graceful, and they're one-offs. Even when they're simply going through their daily tasks, they seem to tend to do everything very graceful, very quietly, very reserved. The Capricorn woman's style is very sophisticated and charming. Usually very understated, but still quite refined and polished. They prefer classic and timeless fashions. They will probably favor browns and neutral tones and a lot of structured clothing that reflect their practical and organized nature. Their makeup is very minimalistic. And she may enhance her features without drawing any unnecessary attention. Now, the Capricorn man, he often presents himself very composed, authoritative manner, and they prefer really well-tailored suits or simple, high-quality clothing that speaks kind of practical, pragmatic. And that is his approach to life. His appearance is generally very neat, and he tends to maintain a clean, professional look. Now, our ambitious and always driving for excellence and striving to achieve more, our Capricorns usually tend to be very different from others. They may be androgynous in their dress and their style. They can be, like I said, minimalist with these things about themselves. These people are very ambitious and goal orientated, and they're reserved and cautious, and they can be overtly shy, especially when meeting new people or getting into situations. They like to observe before they engage. And you're going to see these people often in the background, kind of people watching. And they're not going to look out of place, or they're not going to stand out. They only stand out when they want to be seen. These people are very reserved. Now, Leo and Aquarius. Now, these are supposed to be opposites attract. And there is an initial attraction between these two, often very physical. But Aquarius's tendency to analyze and be very critical will shake Leo's confidence and deflate his ego. Now, Leo views Aquarius's aloof emotions as a personal rejection. Aquarius is very unconventional, experimental, and approaches love in a different way. And this could prove very upsetting to the very warm Leo. Now, Aquarius is one of the signs that likes a lot of independence. And Leo likes the independence, but he doesn't want you to wander off too far. Both of these signs love to socialize and meet new people, but Leo always needs to perform on center stage, and that makes Aquarius irritable and impatient and very critical. Aquarius is too independent to become Leo's devoted subject, and that's where it's going to end. One of the main things that really puts Leo and Aquarius in the category of compatibility is that Aquarius really loves intellectual conversations and discussions, where Leo loves to talk endlessly about a lot of different subjects. And these conversations bring them closer together because they can really, it could really cement them together. Now, they know how to achieve the highest heights in their chosen fields, Aquarians do. And they can set their mind to accomplish a lot of things. Aquarius tends to be one of the most intelligent signs in the zodiac. And Leo loves that. Leo craves to be stimulated mentally with conversations of a lot of different subjects. And so right there, that really bonds these two together, because they are magnetically pulled to each other. Now, this compatibility is very optimistic. They're both idealistic people, and they view the world in the same way. They have a lot of things in common. And they both very much so want to bring change to society. Now, the mysterious personality of the Aquarius is not lost with the charisma of the lion. These two can be attracted to each other like the moth to the flame. And they're both very creative. Now, the creativity that thrives inside both the Leo man and the Aquarius woman makes them an extremely vibrant and vivacious pair, because both of them are spontaneous individuals, and they're never going to have a dull moment in this relationship. Now, the relationship between an Aquarius man and a Leo woman is filled with a lot of excitement, because the opposite qualities that these signs have will bring a spunk to this relationship. Now, on the other hand, the encouraging personality of the Leo will motivate Aquarius to reach the highest of heights. And Leos have an unbearable need to inspire and influence those around them to their fullest potential. And this works really great in favor with the idealistic and ambitious Aquarius. Aquarians are sometimes apprehensive about expressing their emotions, but the love from the passionate Leo, the lion, is exactly what they need to let go of their inhibitions. Both Aquarius and Leo alike love to be in the limelight, but maybe in different situations. And this helps them encourage each other without falling prey to jealousy, competition, or insecurity. And the mutual support is what gives this relationship a chance to not only thrive, but to survive the long haul. Now, Leos are very extremely giving lovers. But if they don't receive the same attention, then they start to sulk, and then it makes it difficult for the air sign to understand Leo's constant need for admiration and flattery, which in turn frustrates them very much. And it frustrates the Leo native because he wants to be stroked, where Aquarius is like, all right, I've stroked you enough, and I'm not going to constantly stroke you or keep stroking you. Because these signs are both very independent. And there is a danger that this relationship might never take the plunge, because they're both too afraid to committing indefinitely. And their fear might play a negative part in this equation. Insecurity and possessiveness might seep in soon, and this will make the entire relationship take an ugly course, and you don't want that. Now, this Leo and Aquarius as a love match can truly set the world on fire. The opposites attract, but they do have that immense pull towards each other. But if they can handle all the misunderstandings and different situations in life that come up, and all the stress and drama, because with these two signs there can be a lot of drama here, they can become a successful couple. They do need to work on communication, and the sex might be kind of different because Aquarius is an air sign, so they're more in their head, where Leo's a fire sign, they're more in their heart and not as much as the mind when in that type of situation. So there is a 80% chance of compatibility here. But like any situation, this is, all depending on what your chart is like and where your signs are. Aquarians alike have huge hearts, and at first you might see them as a bit cold, but once you get to know them, you'll know that they have a huge heart hiding behind their icy exterior. They are great friends, partners, siblings, colleagues, you name it. Now, Aquarians are definitely rule breakers, and they're known to have a firm dislike for social systems that involve in limiting one's life or beliefs. And they live their lives pretty much unorthodox. Now, these natives simply cannot stand authority because they prefer marching to the beat of their own drum. These people are naturally curious in everything under the sun. Nothing is too weird or gory for an Aquarius. And they like the taboo side of life and step where most of us won't. People under the sign have a passion for learning, and they're very intelligent. They're one of the most intelligent signs. But a lot of times people think that Aquarians have a lot of friends, and they do, but they're very selective in who they hang out with. And a lot of times they prefer to have a few people around them than a big, huge crowd. One thing about Aquarians, they're always having these wonderful ideas and inventions. They always want to do something better to better the environment or the world as a whole. And they're always asking themselves, how can I implement this into the real world? Their ideas or their inventions. Like I said, they aren't real social natives, but they have their close circle of friends that they stick to and hang out with when they feel like it, because that's what it makes them most comfortable. Aquarians are usually introverted and pretty socially awkward people who find it challenging to open up to others. And so this is why they have a few close friends, and this is crucial for their well-being. Like I said, they're not real big fans of huge social gatherings, so they like to participate in small social events, especially if they're for a good cause. Sex with the Aquarian can be pretty wild, but they're not always the most passionate sign or the most sexual, and you'll find them very enjoyable in this physical aspect of them, because they see it as a perfect opportunity to express their creativity and kinkiness. Yes, I said kinky. They're known to have a niche of fetishes and speak about them proudly. So they will most likely be looking for a partner who will love to participate in their kinks and fetishes with them. And they will completely understand if their sexual preferences don't float your boat, and they will be fine with it because sex isn't their first priority. And some of them can even choose to be non-sexual or in a non-sexual relationship or have multiple partners, some sexual and some only romantic. All in all, they see sex as fun in addition to their daily lives, but they indulge in it from time to time when they do, and they bring their A game, and they have the best and the kinkiest time. Aquarians can have a hard time opening up So they seek a partner that can make them feel comfortable to talk about anything, and also uncomfortable topics. Now, opening up their heart and sharing their feelings is one way that they do struggle. They have feelings, but it can be difficult for them to express them and put them into words, or put the emotions into words. Now, Aquarians are very loving, caring, and genuine. Be optimistic, because that is what Aquarians need. They need to have someone that's positive, because they're not naturally positive people. They will greatly appreciate having somebody who is bubbly and energetic, and somebody that can just have fun with. Aquarians people are very eccentric and quirky. They're known for being very lofty and futuristic. And they tend to be, like, their body type tends to be tall and lean. Their face is usually angular features with high cheekbones and a really strong jawline. Their eyes are very bright and inquisitive. They usually have a very distinctive style. That's why I started with them being off very eccentric and quirky. Some Aquarians can have very dainty features, such as like their mouth or their nose or their ears. They can have a droopy posture, and they can typically be described as long. Many of them are tall by nature, even those who are not naturally tall. They kind of seem larger than they actually are. How do I spot an Aquarian? Well, most Aquarians have a medium to large forehead, and that can tell you how intelligent he really is. Now, his hair may be a bit long or medium length, but it's never very short, and his face is very sculpted. And a lot of Aquarian men have light brown hair and or green or blue eyes, and some of their eyes colors are very beautiful. Now, they're often very tall and skinny, and food is not a big deal for this man, because he loves to live and eat large. And he likes to wear interesting colors such as pinks, purples, oranges, yellows, greens, and sometimes tie dyed t shirts. This guy can wear his clothes a couple days in the row with it not bothering him too much. It's not a big deal to him. He doesn't wear a lot of cologne, and he likes clothes from recycled fabrics. Now, this man is into technology. These men rule technology and are into sex toys, and they will pique your curiosity when it comes to this and will want to play with your body with as many different toys as possible. Now, the Aquarian men like intelligent women. That is their major weakness. Leo and Pisces. Leo is flamboyant, domineering. Pisces is unworldly and mystical. They intrigue each other because they are so different, but the differences don't mesh well. Leo's active, outgoing nature doesn't harmonize with Pisces' dreamy introspection. Leo needs public acclaim, while Pisces prefers the sheltered life. Both are more inclined to take than to give. Leo can't tolerate Pisces' ultra sensitivity, nor Pisces' inclination towards exotic sex in the bedroom. Before long, the lion will start to roam. Leo and Pisces can be very difficult to predict because these are opposite personalities. One is a lion and the other one's a fish. One's fire. The other one is more to put out the fire. Now, these Piscean men and women are very spirited creatures who are full of new ideas and creativity. They like to socialize a lot and prefer to keep good company around them. They will try their best to lure others for their company. They're very emotional and sensible and tend to have a sense of compassion for all living creatures around them. The Leo zodiac sign is known for being the king of the jungle. And they can be very arrogant and yet compassionate creatures. And Leos are generally hardworking and very ambitious in their life and their goals. They like to be the center of attraction and will always be attracted by the luxurious life. They also are excellent leaders who will emerge as inspiration to others. This love relationship between Leo and Pisces can be full of passion and warmth, and they're both very expressive when it comes to their feelings and revealing their feelings to each other. Now, Pisces is going to be visibly attracted to the strength and determination of the Leo the lion, while Leo is going to be attracted to how compassionate they are. But it's going to be difficult for both Pisces man and Leo woman to decide whether they will be able to stay together for a long time, because there's a lot of differences with them when it comes to opinions, even on the basic little things. With the Leo man and the Pisces woman, they will also have some difficulties with minor little things in this relationship. But the biggest advantage of this relationship is that they both believe in love. They believe that love will fulfill their lives. So they'll both of them will go to any extent to keep each other happy and feel loved in this relationship. The lion will appreciate the qualities of Pisces, who has a lot of warmth and compassion for all living things, while the generous nature of a Leo man and woman will help the Pisces feel loved and secure. This is also the case for a Leo man and a Pisces woman too. There are some good things with this couple, Leo and Pisces together. And one of them is that they can face problems together and try to solve them between them. As we know, Leo likes to be the constant attention seeker, and this can get difficult for Pisces to cope with because of Leo's high expectations. Now, Leo's very adventurous and can become impatient when life becomes too difficult for them to survive. And Pisces likes to do things at their own pace, and Leo might start feeling that their independence is at stake because of the possessive nature of the Pisces. Now, Pisces' intentions might be clear and pure, but Leo will think that their freedom is under threat. These two do have strong communication with each other, but at times they can misunderstand each other, which can create a lot of conflicts within them. And they both think that they're right, but none of them will understand that they have struck the wrong chord. Now the Lion needs to take care of their aggressive behavior, while Pisces needs to control their idealism in order not to bother Leo. Now this relationship is going to test both of these people's nature, and it might be difficult to establish a peaceful relationship between these guys. I'm not saying that it can be achievable, and nothing can get better than that if you guys can rise above all the obstacles. But equal efforts are going to be required for this relationship to work out, and both going to have to understand and respect each other's beliefs and feelings as well. They're really going to have to try hard if they want this relationship to last for a lifetime. If you really want this to work, you can do it by understanding what each other needs. And the emotional bond between you can be extremely intense. But, you know, the Lion's always going to be cautious and careful. But that's its nature. And the fish is also going to be extremely emotional. And the bond can be relentless. And Leo can make the fish feel secure, but that doesn't mean that these guys don't gel. Gradually, as the bond becomes stronger, there's a mutual fascination that draws them closer to one another. And they're definitely the two puzzle pieces that you can mold to fit perfectly. All you need is to treasure their love that will glow like a jewel between the two of you for years and years. Now, Leo and Pisces in the bedroom, as far as sexual intimacy goes, this is the best of both worlds, because Pisces are great at keeping the romance going, and they take great pride in mastering what makes their lover smile, and this makes them fall in love over and over again. Now Leos, they're very sexual creatures, and they like to focus on comfort. So when you mix fire and water, you're going to get steam, and surely this pair heads towards a sexy, passionate partnership when it comes to getting together. Now, Leos can be very thirsty, dominating, and adventurous, and they like to role play, and that's what turns them on. When Pisces joins the game, it's even more fun. It's like icing on the cake. Now, Leo Pisces sex gets highly inflammable as the gentle, sweet fish draws the Lion in like a moth to a flame. And as they get closer together, they're sure to encounter more fascinating sexual pleasures here. Because the fish is a mystical creature and seduces and woos the Lion into a world of fairy tale filled with enchantment. The Pisces is extremely receptive when it comes to sexuality. And this excites Leo to be more enthusiastic and creating wonders in the sexual foreplay. This duo is a combination of passion and spirituality, which makes them opposites and can meet on the spectrum. It's difficult to say whether this compatibility is either limited or limitless, depending on how direct their energies are. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and these people are dreamy folks, and their physical appearance is very romantic, just like their hobbies and their taste in literature and everything in between. They enjoy being wooed by life and those around them, and most often have a gentle look and features regardless of the gender. Now, because Neptune can dictate illusion and confusion, they can sometimes have a naive and youthful look well into their later years. So somehow these people defy the laws of aging, and they still carry the essence of childhood and youthfulness written on their faces. Their faces are very vibrant, moisturized, and plump faces. And they can have, like I said, very far away look, as they're in a different world. These people have old souls, and they're very wise. A lot of times their face can be round and soft and with pillowy, beautiful lips. They usually can have a head of fine hair. These people have very dreamy eyes and kissable lips. These people are very artistic and compassionate, and they are as well very sensitive. Now, the most part of the Pisces that are ruled by the Pisces is the ankles and feet. That makes them excellent swimmers, and they love to go to the beach and lake and river. They love being out on boats, and they love to get their feet pampered and clean. So make sure, if you want to give them a great present, that would be something that they would really love. Now, these people like to accessorize, and they also like to have tattoos. And their style is usually well curated and very thoughtful, like they are. And they usually have lots of different hues. They like to dye their hair a lot of different colors, like gold or pink, or have different gold undertones. And if they do get tattoos, they're going to have something to do with love or heartbreak. And they're really into poetry, or they can be into, and their hair often looks effortless. In fact, even their whole appearance is very effortless, and they can even look like they are wet or moist, like their skin.